Hi, this is Kerry Artag with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Thursday, October 19th, 2023. Before we click through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already. Become a Wicked Stocks YouTube channel subscriber, share the content with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the Tesla report, daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, NASDAQ 100 index, the long bond ETF, the TLT, as well as two individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investors, swing traders. We're always looking for 20% moves or better on those stock picks. We offer two a week. You can check out everything I just mentioned for no cost. You get a 5-day free trial up front when you sign up for wickedstocks.com. You can see all the triple Q and SPY analysis, the index analysis, the stock picks we do every week, twice of them a week, 8 over the last month. They're all relevant still. You can check it all out for no cost by signing up for wickedstocks.com. And if you don't like what you see after 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever. On with the charts. I'm going to jump right to the fact that we are, well, I think this is, let me show this chart. This is a better one. We are dipping into the zone. We actually did close Wednesday below this long-term channel bottom on the weekly chart at 245.08. We dipped to the 1% mark, 242.63, 242.08 was the low, and we closed just above that 1% mark. So I'd mentioned yesterday, even on a daily basis, if we were to close below the same channel structure today at 247.05, and we were to do so below the weekly level at 245.08 by a 1% margin, you could consider going short through the rest of the week. But I just can't give it my blessing just yet. I mean, we are merely, what is the analogy I like to use? The rubber band is stretching merely. It has not snapped. It does snap. Tomorrow, Friday, end of the week with a settlement at or below 242.63, the 1% violation of that channel bottom. There's just been so many times I've seen over my career where we close at say 244.90 or 243.50, and it's inside that 1% zone, and then the following Monday we open right back above that formation. The 1% mark has validity in terms of the reliability of a sell signal that could play out through November trade. So in other words, if we did close tomorrow, the week itself, at or below 242.63, that does set up for a 198.39. I'm going to say possibly within 3 to 5 weeks, inside of a couple of months. That is the beginning of a meaningful range right now down to 189.59 that may well absorb selling into the first quarter of next year and even longer. It would be a significant sell signal into Q1, Q2 if we were to settle below this area at 189.51. But I'm not going to go there because there's no need to. We are testing long-term support right now. And because that is true, I'm going to talk upside today for the day itself. I'm going to jump to this chart here, 252.32. In reach, certainly above 245.08. Now, we did close below 245.08. 245.08 is the daily channel bottom that I'm going to show here again. Oh, sorry, that's 247.05. 245.08 is, of course, the weekly one. So, I kind of take your pick. I would like to see the market push above 247.05. I think that is the more reliable upward pivot point today. And if so, we should test 252.32. Now, I have 252.32 as a session containment level, not so much because I want you to be an aggressive seller here, but because I want to underscore the importance of it being an upward pivot point as we move into tomorrow, Friday, and next week. I think after having severely tested, convincingly tested this 245.08 long-term support level, that were we to close today above 252.32, that should reverse this market in a pretty convincing manner. 267.09, then likely, I'm going to say tomorrow, if we close today above 252.32, and over the next 3 to 5 days, 272.44, which is a new channel structure based in part on Wednesday's low. So closing above 252.32 after having retested long-term support in the 240 245.08 to 47.05 region would signal 272.44 within 3 to 5 days. And honestly, as I've mentioned a lot over the last few months, holding above that 245, or let's just say closing above 245.05 tomorrow, the week itself, will keep 295.49 in reach over the next possibly 3 to 5 weeks. But ultimately we can move on to this channel structure here in the 340s. I don't even have it noted because I really need to see what this low is this week before we commit to it. Every new low we put out now, we have to reconstruct these channel structures. But right now, I'm confident saying that if we can close Friday above 245.08, 295.49 in reach by the end of November. The signal for 295.49, by the way, in terms of a clear, bullish continuation move, would be a settlement above 272.44, which once again is a 3 to 5 day target if we close above 252.32. So 3 to 5 day swing traders, I think you're bottom picking right now, perhaps in the 245.08 to 247.05 region, definitely taking some heat if you're still long, but we don't have that 1% violation yet of closing at or below 242.63. So if you're long and we close above 252.32, great, because I think you'll see a 3 to 5 day rally into the 272.44 region. If you've done nothing, if there's no position and we close above 252.32, 3 to 5 day swing traders can go long to 272.44. On the way up, 267.09 may well contain daily buying pressures. Now, on an intraday basis, if we push through 252.32, we do have a series of minor points that are very tradable for aggressive day traders. 263.62 is the high settlement price from about a week and a half ago, and that could be about it for the day, perhaps. Beyond 63.62, expect the 67.09 trend line where we can place a daily high. And finally, closing above 67.09 should yield a test tomorrow of 272.44. And I think that is a long shot scenario. But I will say, once again, the closing above 252.32 does pivot this market aggressively bullish into next week. 272.44 then expected within 3 to 5 days. Now for the downside, we've got these levels that are represented here. 245.08 is the long-term channel bottom on the weekly chart. 242.63 is the 1% violation of it. If we break, I'm just going to say, as long as we're trading below 245.08, 239.04 in reach, I do need to stress that 242.63 is not considered a support level. It is in the sense that it is a kind of a reference point, but it is reference in regard to 245.08. It is the 1% violation of it. So on an intraday basis, holding below 245.08 will keep 239.04 in reach, and that can contain intraday selling pressures. That is a 1.5 week descending channel bottom that can contain intraday weakness. And I will say that if we break or open today below 239.04, this 225.35 may be in reach. Now I've got 234.58 as that move low from a few weeks ago, 234.58. I don't put a lot of emphasis on it. We could bottom out there on an intraday basis. Certainly all the minor points can contain intraday activity. But once again, breaking or opening below 239.04 does set up for 225.35. Typically this would be a 2 to 3 day move, but with this heightened volatility and the fact that we are, potentially violating long-term support on an intraday basis, breaking 239.04 does set up for 225.35 by the closing bell, where a daily low can be made. And that would be Thursday. We'd have 1 day to recover back into the 240s. A closing at or above 242.63 tomorrow, Friday, does sort of hold off the possibility for longer-term weakness. But I'm going to go back to that daily chart and just emphasize that we are in a bit of a sell signal as it is right now. It's not quote-unquote official unless we close today at 242.63 or lower. And just want you to know that if we do not test 225.35 and we close below 240 at or below 242.63, that is a sign of weakness that can play out down to 225.35 tomorrow, Friday. But I just want to go back to the weekly settlements. The weekly settlement has everything to say about longer term trend dynamics on the weekly charts. The Friday settlements have a degree of closure and finality to them that the intra-week signals do not. And so I'm just going to finish with a settlement Friday, 242.63 or lower, does signal a bearish continuation into later year. We should then fall into that 189.51 to 198.39 region within a month or two of doing so. Until then, we are still in the midst of bottom picking territory that could yield the 290s by the end of November and even higher as we move into Q1 of next year. I'm past 10 minutes. I hate doing that. I'm going to leave you with this chart for the day. I'll be back, of course, tomorrow with Friday's Tesla. Please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com. You have a great day.